Alright guys, welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video. So today's video is a Extreme Super Battle Road run, and for this one it is a super physical. Now this was one of the ones that I actually done pretty early on. It's one of the easier ones to do, mainly because of the guy who is attacking in the first slot right now. Vegito Blue is an absolute godsend for this one. I'd say that this one is potentially one of the easiest ones, mainly just because Vegito Blue just does so much damage. He's got his counters. As long as you can get his super attack off before he takes a super attack himself, he's generally going to tank reasonably well, which obviously works out pretty well for you in this event, because if you've started going in and trying to mix up with these at all yet yourself, you'll know that these guys do inflict quite a lot of damage, probably more than you would expect if you had only experienced normal Super Battle Road up to this point. But you can see there that that's him now taking 11 double-digit damage, and there's single-digit damage. So Vegito Blue is definitely the way to go for this one if you have him, and if you don't have him, if you get a chance to pull for him, hopefully you get him in the future, because he is a top-tier unit, possibly arguably the best TUR. He's probably the best EZA unit. I mean, we are getting more of them coming along as time goes by, so he might get dethroned pretty quickly, who knows. But at the moment, even though JP's had a couple of the kind of newer characters ECA'd, I'd still say Vegito Blue stands up there as the top of the pile. Now, as we're going along here, my idea on this one really wasn't necessarily focused as much on stunners. It was really just trying to build on the nuking capabilities of Goku when I could, and the counters of Vegito. This Goku can do quite a lot of damage if you can get orbs for him, but obviously you're not really going to bring in orb changing items to this Super Battle Road stage, so it's really just the luck of the draw if you get enough orbs for him to nuke decent damage. This Vegeta as well, he's pretty good. I mean, if he gets off his super attacks and stuff like that, he does pretty well. This isn't my Gotenks, this is a friend lead, and I had to use the Neo leads it gives you by default as my friend unit, because I never really had much of a chance to do anything different there. Can't remember at this stage if I use a healer item. No, I didn't use a healing item, I just went for it. Again, I was putting my faith in Vegito either finishing him off or doing enough super attacks that he would build up his defence to take a hit here. And this is the first time I'm watching this one back. See that? I don't get why he only done two super attacks there. Generally he's good for three additionals minimum. Usually does 4, and most times you get a couple of super attacks off, but I noticed a few times during Super Battle Road runs, I've noticed it on Legendary Goku events and stuff like that, he's sometimes only getting 2 additionals off, and I don't really know why. I don't know if there's something wrong there, because I thought he was kind of guaranteed to get at least 2 additionals, so I really don't know what's going on. Now I have changed my items for the rest of them. I've now finished them all, by the way. They're all done, they're all in the bag. I've got videos coming up over the next couple of days, week or so. I'm not sure how often I'm going to upload them, but all the Super Battle Roads are now cleared, and I did change my items that I use for them. I now use a Snake, an Android 8, a Whis, and I use an Icarus rather than using a Ghost Usher. Ghost Ushers are alright, but obviously when you've got characters that can counter and stuff like that, you're better off not skipping the turn. MVP 17 done alright in this event as well. Obviously he's got his damage reduction and attack lowering and defense lowering, which comes in pretty useful with runs like this as well. So MVP 17 is somebody that I'd recommend bringing along if you've got him. But obviously his defense reduction, I can't remember without looking. I'm really bad at remembering what these guys' passives are, but I think it's below 80% or something like that. He does defense reduction, so it's quite easy in an event like this for him to get his not his defense reduction, his damage reduction. Good thing about Vegito in the first slot is that obviously if you don't get enough orbs, you've got quite a good chance with one of his additionals he's going to get a super attack anyway. I can't remember if that happens here. I think it does. Yeah, there you go. Wonder how many gets here. That's what, it's 3. I got 3 there. I don't understand why in that other run he got 2. I don't know whether or not maybe it was that glitch. I don't know if sometimes you have seen it where it doesn't actually show you the attack. I don't know why it still does that, but it still does that even now. It just skips the attack and shows you the damage. When I was actually playing, I've cut the video so that you guys didn't have to see it, but when I was playing this run, the game just reset on me. I was like literally going into an attack, just went to a black screen, game shut down altogether. So I had to actually go in and cut that section, because obviously when I restarted the game it just put me back to where I was, so I never lost anything or anything like that, but it was a bit annoying. It's been happening to me quite a lot lately. Maybe once or twice a week where I'm playing and just randomly I'll get to a stage and it'll shut down for no apparent reason. So with regards to these super battle roads, I'm curious to know how you guys are getting along. Are you finding them easy? Have you finished them all? Is there any in particular that you're stuck at? If you are stuck, do you think it's because you just don't have the characters to get through it, or is RNG just not being in your favour? Because I know it can sometimes be a bit demoralising if you go into an event and you get beaten a few times and you just don't want to try it. But what I would say is, if you do have the characters that's capable of beating these events, sometimes you've just got to keep rolling the dice and eventually you'll get a run that clicks. Because sometimes RNG can really screw you over on these. Like, you can go into a level and the character at the front's been attacked 3 times and all 3 of those attacks will be super attacks, and that's it, your run's over right away. So you just need to kind of persevere with it and go back in and keep trying and not let those runs kind of beat you down. I'd say the worst one that I had out of the lot was Extreme Tech. Using Extreme Tech, not versus Extreme Tech, so versus Super AGL. I'm going to put that run up maybe later today. I'm thinking about possibly uploading too. But using Extreme Tech was an absolute nightmare. It's a lucky run. I mean, when you watch it back, you'll see yourself. I'd say I'm pretty fortunate on that one, if I'm being completely honest. But I know from Twitter and stuff like that quite a lot of people are having a bit of issue with the Extreme Tech, so I'd be surprised if that's not the one that generally most people would agree is the toughest one to get through. I've seen a few people saying Super AGL. I didn't personally find Super AGL that hard, but Extreme Tech was just an absolute nightmare for me. I think it took me maybe 20 attempts just for things to line up properly, because I don't have investment in a lot of the characters that are ideal for it. See, that's my problem sometimes. What I do is I've got a lot of these characters, and if ever I've done a box showcase and I go down to the bottom of my box, you'll see that I've got a lot of characters that I've just not bothered doing anything with. There's a couple of reasons for it. Mainly, when you keep pulling the new units, you obviously want to focus on them for your orbs and your Kais and stuff like that. So I'd say that the kind of bottom end of my box has got a lot of units in it that would be decent for events like this, but at this stage I just cannot be bothered investing into them. I'll keep them though, because I mean, if ever they get easy A's and stuff like that, you want to have the characters available. But I'd say I don't want to say I'm lazy, I'm just really bad at putting investment into older characters. I'm actually bad at even taking them up to level 80 just so I can feed in the dupes in the dupe system to get the space in my box. But I need to really go through my box and clean it up and sort out a lot of these characters and get myself some box space. And you can see there that round went quite close. Look, I've got like 24k health. Can't remember, I don't actually remember if I heal here or not. I might still heal before the end. I can't remember if I took the risk or not. Yeah, I did take the risk. That was a bit strange. It's not like I would have noticed I was due the Dokkan. I never noticed that. I don't know what it is. When I'm playing the game and I'm absorbed in what I'm doing, I very rarely notice the Dokkan meter. I just don't look at it. And it's screwed me up sometimes before when I'm going for speed runs, because I'll get the Dokkan meter popping and I've got like literally a nut tap of health left in the person that I'm fighting, and it's just a complete waste of the Dokkan meter, and I do it so often. I think by now I would realise to keep an eye on it, but I just never do. So onto the Bojack round. Obviously this is the final round. You can tell with the items I've got that getting to here with these items, it was always going to be in the bag. I can't remember if it gets close. I don't think it does. With the amount of attacks Vegeta Blue is taking at the front, Vegeta Blue, sorry, is taking at the front, I'm going to get quite a lot of damage on the counters. Even that's quite a lot of damage, mind you. There's another 2 attacks. And I don't even know why. You never see it happening, but it's been happening more and more lately. I don't know whether or not it's just bad luck, but that was definitely 2 attacks out of Vegeta Blue, and normally he's good for 3 or 4. Pretty much consistently all the time, so I don't know why that started happening. I don't know if something's changed. I don't know if it's always been like that, but I've never noticed it before. And you could pretty much always rely on him to get 4 attacks, more or less. Oh yeah, that got pretty close again though. And this got a lot closer than I remember. I actually thought this was plain sailing all the way through, but looking at it now I can see a few occasions where it's got pretty close. As you can tell, I'm doing this commentary after the fact. I'll admit it just now, I'm not the best at doing commentary after the fact. I like, if I'm going to do commentary, I tend to do it over the run while I'm doing it. If you look back at my older videos, what I used to do is I'd just say, look, here's the run, carry on and watch it. But somebody said to me before that you should really keep commentating over the video as you're doing the run. I didn't know if people were interested in that, so I just kind of used to just essentially dump the runs onto YouTube. But I got a bit of feedback off people in the comments and stuff that said that it's better when you commentate over videos when you're doing them, so here I am, that's what I'm doing. I don't find it that easy to talk about my rotations and stuff like that, because after I've made the decision, I forgot why I made the decision in the first place. Like this for example, the only thing I can say is I put Vegeta in slot 1 because I wanted him to try and kill people before I got to slot 2. My logic is pretty flawed if I'm being honest. Again, that was only 2 attacks. I'd say he's consistently got 2 attacks here more often than he's got 3 or more, which is quite annoying, and I don't really understand why it's happened. And I've got no items left at this point either, so clearly this did get a little bit dodgier than I had remembered. I'd say that really by looking at it, the fact I've got 3 enemies left, I got quite close to dying here. Even getting a bit of healing back for Goku there, he only got 3 orbs, so he's not really going to get much of an attack and defense buff. Yeah, you can see there, that was only 93k. Or was it 930k? It might have been 930k. I think Gotenks can stun, I can't remember. Nah. Maybe he can, he's just no stunning for me. Like I say, I'm really bad at remembering what these characters do. I've played the game long enough that I should know it, and you've got all these YouTubers that'll be able to rhyme off the passives of people off the top of their heads, their super attacks off the top of their heads. Nah, that's no me. When I'm playing, I'm generally winging it. Yeah, that's got hell of a close. So I think next round's the last round anyway, so I'm going to start wrapping this up just now. I appreciate you sticking with me through these videos, guys. I've got a few more of these Super Battle Road runs to go up. Like I say, I've finished them all now, so I'm going to upload them all at some point onto the channel. I realised that my commentary over the the runs here might be a wee bit random and scatterbrained, but it's just generally because I don't know what to say. Anyway, the main deal is what's going on behind the scenes with the footage, what you can see happening, the event itself getting completed. If you'd like me to do something a wee bit different with these commentaries in the future, feel free to let me know. I like talking about anime and stuff like that. If what I say doesn't match up to what you see on the screen, I don't really care. Just really depends on what you guys want to see. But as you can see there, that's the run done. I've got more of these coming up in the future. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, thanks for watching the content, and I will catch you on the next Dokkan Battle video. Stay safe guys, stay healthy, and like I say, I'll catch you on the next one.